What's up, everyone? I'm George, and welcome to the Rookie Dads. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in and listening to what a rookie dad has to say. This is a really fun episode because one, this is my first time ever recording a podcast, and two, I'm excited because I get to talk about my experience and share it with you. And I really hope you enjoy it, and I really hope you listen to it because I talked about a good number of things today. I talked about how I found out I was going to be a dad, how it changed me emotionally, the change I had to make to support my wife, and when I found out what I was having and how it happened. And I just really enjoyed making this episode, and I really hope you guys enjoy it as well. We get started here shortly, but I just really want to say thank you personally because you decided to join in, and I really appreciate it. So see you on the other side, and thank you for tuning in. I think a great place for us to get started is obviously when I found out that I was going to be a dad. That's when it all really started, really. I was at work and my wife, Alyssa, she reached out to me and she was like, hey, can you give me a call if you're free? And at the time I wasn't free, so I couldn't answer the text message nor could I call her. So I was doing what I was doing. Then about 10 minutes later, she does something she normally just doesn't do. She texted me and said, hey, actually, can you call me now? So I started to get a little worried because I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. And so she called me, and you can kind of hear it in her voice. Like she was a little nervous, but she was excited, but it was just like she didn't know what to say. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like let me know. Like, how you doing? Love you. You text me, you kind of made me nervous. What's up? So she called me, so I'm on the phone and she says, I'm good, but I'm pregnant. And I'm like, wait, you just can't like just say that. Like, you didn't warm me up. You didn't give me like a, hey, take a seat or anything. It was just, hey, I'm pregnant. And so maybe me, I'm like, are you sure? Like, did they take the right pee? Like, did they test the right stuff? Are you sure that it's you that's pregnant? And she was like, yeah, I'm quite sure. It's me that's pregnant. So after that, it was just excitement. So when she told me, it was just like an overwhelming feeling. It was like a melting pot of emotions because one, I wasn't expecting it. Two, like between my wife and I talked about kids a lot. And I always wanted to be a dad, and this is like surreal for me because now it's finally coming true. And like and words just really would never be able to describe how I felt, but the closest thing to it would be a melting pot of emotions. Right? I was excited, I was nervous, I got a little stressed, I started sweating, but I was excited. Of all the feelings, it was like a very like strong sense of like joy and excitement. So yeah, and it's funny because before that we found out that she was pregnant, she was tired all the time. Like all the time she was tired. I'm like, why are you so tired? Like, bro, get up. Like, we got stuff to do. And I was always like, get out of bed. You're all right. And but it all started to make sense. It all started to make sense why she was so tired. But once after we found out that she was tired, not only was she going through the tiredness, but all of the other pregnancy feelings started to come through. So she started to be nauseous and all the other things that come with being pregnant. And it was fun. It was a very big shock, and we were really excited about it. But moving forward after that, we found out that she was pregnant when she was around 7 weeks. And from what I learned, that's fairly early to find out that you're pregnant. But I'm glad we did what we did. So we had to wait a few weeks before we had our first doctor's appointment. Our first doctor's appointment came when she was around 12 to 13 weeks. See an ultrasound of the baby. And I was excited because one, I've never seen an ultrasound like in person. So I didn't know what to expect. But even that time we had in between finding out, us having the ultrasound done, the excitement was still there, but like it was days where I would forget that like she's pregnant. So like I'll be sitting there at work, and then out of nowhere I start thinking about, oh, that's right, she's pregnant. And then I start thinking about all the things that can come with it. Am I gonna have a boy? Am I gonna have a girl? Is he gonna play sports? Is he gonna be left-handed? Is she gonna be in any pageants? Is she gonna play sports? Is she gonna like dolls? Is she gonna like Chipotle so we can go on Chipotle dates? Those are all like the crazy things that like I was thinking about whenever I randomly remembered that my wife was pregnant, right? All the things that would have like excite me. So day of the doctor's appointment comes, we get in there and they prepped Alyssa, they got her ready to get the ultrasound. The doctor, she found it pretty quick. They used the tools and it just popped up on the screen and I'm like, oh shit, it's real. I'm looking at it and it's only a little ball. So it's not even like a little human, it doesn't have a head or anything. It's just a ball. It was almost like oval shaped. And I don't know, like that moment for me was like, wow, like that's my child. I don't know what you are, but you're mine. And it's just it was a good feeling. I was just smiling. I was just standing there smiling, and it's like a loss for words. There's a lot of moments during this pregnancy where it was just words can't really describe what you feel. It's just an amazing feeling. But all the other doctor's appointments, right? I made a pact with myself that I'm going to be at every doctor's appointment, whether come hell or high water. There's no reason I should miss any one of them, and that's what I stuck to because I want to know what's going on. I want to know, was she okay? Was my wife okay? Was the baby okay? Was the baby growing how the baby's supposed to grow? That was something that was very like serious for me. I don't know if me and Alyssa really talked about it much because she didn't. I don't know if she expected me to come to the first one or all of them. I don't know. But it wasn't really a conversation that we had because one, we weren't expecting to get pregnant when we did, and so it was just like, I guess it was just kind of like, oh yeah, you're gonna go? Yeah, I'm gonna go. But I 100% recommend it because that's your chance to bond. I don't know, that's your chance to bond with not only your partner, but also your bond with the baby, right? You get to see everything firsthand, right? They're gonna give you they're not x-rays, I'm sorry, they're gonna give you ultrasound. You're gonna see like the baby go from a small pea into this human being, and like going for a few more doctor's appointments. The very first one I seen, it was like a little pea, and then the second one, it was like the tadpole, and then the next one it's almost like a naked mole rat. Like it doesn't have hands, but it has like little nubs for the arms, the feet, and the head. And it's just like, that's crazy that I'm seeing this growth, right? So 100% recommend definitely going to each doctor's appointment because staying up knowledgeable on what's going on with the baby, but also every time you see it, you're gonna experience that same exact feeling. Every ultrasound that I went to, it was just I was just smiling ear to ear to ear, guaranteed. Now, I don't know, saying what life is like. Everybody has their own journey, right? Work might not allow you this, right? But there's one that I 100% recommend that you go to. I believe it was around 22 weeks. Everybody might be different, but I believe it was around 22 weeks, 23 weeks, something like that. But long and short, the baby was almost full form. You could like see their face and their fingers and all that. That, if you miss any other one of them, this one, please make an earnest effort to, because it's an amazing feeling, right? From the pee that I seen the first time made it real for me, but seeing his fingers move, seeing the outmakes of his face, oh man, you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. It's an amazing feeling. It feels great. So definitely, if that's something that you can make it to, 100% make it to. But yeah, as we started to like navigate that first trimester, like me finding out that I was gonna be a dad, like we didn't really get to like in the planning or anything, but it was for both of us, mainly speaking for myself, it was just a surreal moment. Those first few weeks, I would say from about 7 weeks to about 14 weeks, 15 weeks maybe, like we were just like we're really having a human. And we're sitting there and it's just like, I look at her stomach like, did her stomach get big yet? It didn't, not in the first 15, but like, compare it to her stomach, see if I can hear her moving around. You won't be able to. Just don't. I did that and felt like an idiot, but it was just my way of like, hey, this is my child. I want to kind of have some kind of bonding way with him, right? But even in that first trimester, right, the biggest thing was her being sick. Luckily, she didn't throw up a lot, to my knowledge. I think it was once or twice where I was actually like close to her and I was able to hear her throw up. But I don't know. But the only thing I could do was just rub her back, or I can just be like, "Hey, you okay?" I can go bring her some water. She's like super nauseous and just can't really do anything. We just sat on the couch and we just watched TV shows, or we sat in the room and watched TV shows. That's really the only thing on the dad side we can do, because we're not feeling what she's going through. We just don't physically feel it. So we just got to find ways to, I just had to find ways to make sure that she was good to the best of my abilities. And even with that, it comes like an emotional toll, because it's like you can't really do much. I'm just here, right? And not only can you not do much, they're going through changes too. With my wife's pregnancy, everything was good, but like she didn't want to be like touched as much. But like the way I show love and the way I, communicate, hey, I'm here for you, is a hug or a back rub or give me a forehead, give me a kiss, stuff like that. And she got real antsy with it, and she was like, nah, bro, leave me alone. So I'm just like, all right, just had to go mope around for a little bit, but that's what I had to do to make sure that she was good. And so that leads us into, how did I adapt to supporting Alyssa emotionally or in the ways I can? And that was just understanding what I can and can't do. And even before, like me, my personality style is, man, if it ain't kill you, pick your head up and keep it moving. Like, that's just me, right? Pick your head up, keep moving. We ain't dead. You will be all right. Just fight through it, right? But I couldn't have that approach with her during the pregnancy, because not only is she highly emotional, she's not the same person pre-pregnancy. And that was what kind of made me realize I just have to be softer. I have to be more understanding. So I'm a Taurus, and the biggest thing I hear when people talk about me being a Taurus is we're stubborn. And my wife says it all the time. Oh, you're stubborn, you're bullheaded, you're this, you're that. And there might be some truth to that. But at the end of the day, right, all right, that's a conversation for another time. But I say all that to say I couldn't be that stubborn. I couldn't be, I don't want to say argumentative to make it seem like we're just being here arguing, but like I can't be strong-headed to where she has to like defend her, or feel like she has to defend herself. But that's just putting extra stress on her and also putting extra stress on our baby. And it's just not good for anybody in that situation. It took me a few spats for me to realize, like, hey, like, bro, like, chill out. Like, she don't need that. She doesn't need that. So you got to be soft. And it was a learning curve. But I'm glad I learned it early towards the end of the first trimester, starting the second trimester, because I care for her health, so I didn't want to put her through that, and it would just been selfish on my end to hold that, to do that anyway. But I don't want to say I was perfect in it. I did my best to make sure that I didn't cause any added stress to her than what was already on top of her from work, from whatever else that we have going on. So I wanted to be that kind of piece. But we did have a situation where I forgot what the issue was, but I responded sharp, short, kind of rude. And she was like, yo, what's up? Why are you acting like that? And unfortunately, she was kind of sad about it. And that's what made me realize that I have my emotional and mental changes during the pregnancy as well. I noticed that I was a little more irritable. Things that I normally would just let roll off my back, I got mad at it. And I spoke on it more than I probably would. Or if someone said something that I kind of didn't like, I'm like, what? And I had to like realize it. And I'm glad Alyssa was able to speak up and tell me like, yo, like, I don't like that. Don't do that. It made me open my eyes back up. And I needed that. But we're not perfect. We have our changes. Well, at least for me, I had my changes, and sometimes you just need someone to remind you of what it is. As we go forward, the baby bump starts to grow, and I'm just standing there looking at her. I'm like, she's pregnant. like I know I said that the ultrasound kind of made it real, but nah, man, once you see like the belly just start getting real round, you're like, this is really real now. And it was crazy. It was awesome because later in her pregnancy, I would say when she was around 30 weeks, I was just standing there looking at her. She was talking to me about something. I wasn't paying attention because I was looking at her belly, and I cut her off. I said, wait, stop. Turn to your left right quick. And she turned to the left, so I raised her shirt up over her belly, and I was just looking at the stomach. Just looking at it. Because it's like, yo, like, there's a human being inside of there, and it's growing, and it's getting, like, it's real, like, but it was fantastic. Once it really started to grow, the baby started moving around a little bit. I got to feel the kicks. We were sitting down, we were laying in bed one day talking, and she was like, give me your hand. So I gave her my hand, and I put it on her stomach, and I felt them kick. I'm like, oh. I just couldn't believe it. I feel like I'm repeating myself when I say like it's surreal or like it's a great feeling, but no, like as I said earlier, every one of these experiences really reignites that melting pot of emotion that's led by just pure joy. It's pure joy. And I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it at all. This is around the time that I actually just started talking to her stomach. I mean, I did before, but like when I started really feeling it move, I started just walking around talking, hey, what's going on? How you doing? I'm the pappy. Just saying what's up. Just telling about my day. Alyssa thought I was crazy. I'd be talking to the baby as if Alyssa wasn't there. So like, yeah, your mom crazy, by the way. She said this or did that, and she like, bro, I can hear you, right? Like, I'm like, yeah, but that was our time. And that was another thing that I use as like a bonding tool with our child. I mean, it feels funny. Like, you would think, like, what you mean you're just talking to the stomach? But nah, once it's your stomach, not your stomach, but like once it's your baby in there, you don't care about nobody else and what nobody else thinks. You would want to talk to the stomach. I'll just say that. You would definitely want to talk to the stomach because it's just like, man, it's like, it's my kid. But as we go, around like the 20 something weeks area, two very good friends of ours, shout out to Kevin and Gina, my good peoples, we asked them to do our gender reveal. And I called Gina. I said, hey Gina, how you doing? She's like, we're good, da-da-da. So I got a question for you. Would you want to be the holder of the gender? I kid you not. She was like, yes. And like, I didn't see her. We wasn't on FaceTime. It was only a phone call. But I know she closed her fist. You know how like you put your arm down? Like, yes. I know for a fact that's what she did. I know for a fact. And I always make fun of her. I said, I know that's what you did. She never denied it. So I don't know. I think I'm right. So she was like, yeah, just send me some ideas of what you want for the gender reveal to be like, and so on and so forth. And we get it taken care of. So he's like, all right, bet. We hung up. I'm talking to Alyssa. 7 minutes later, Gina texts, I got it figured out. Don't worry. I'm like, well, shit. I guess it's figured out. And they did it. So fast forward to the gender reveal. So as we're getting ready to do the gender portion, right, they walk in like SWAT and says, put this over your face. Like they put hoods over our head, tied our hands behind our back, grabbed us, put us in a car. Just kidding. But they did put something over our eyes, right? So they put something over our eyes and they let us into, we didn't know what it was, right? So I'm just gonna say they let us do like this cold, like tunnel style thing. We had to duck and step over something at the same time. It was cold. It was real breezy. We didn't know what was going on. They're like, don't take your blindfolds off, don't take your blindfolds off. And so they were waiting for everybody. They start bringing everybody outside. We're still blindfolded at this point. We don't know what's going on. All we hear is a fan. It's a real cool breeze. And yeah, so we were inside. They shouted to us, all right, we're going to count to 3 and you can take your blindfolds off and get ready. So I'm talking to Alyssa, like I'm being cool, like, yeah, like you take mine off, I'm gonna take yours off, and then we're gonna see it together, right? That's how it was supposed to go. A few seconds go by, they started counting down, 3, 2, 1. I just panicked. I don't know why. I just panicked, but I took my own blindfold off before Alyssa, and she's looking at me with her blindfold on. I'm looking at her, looking at the balloons. I already know what we're having. A half second later, she takes it off, and then we found out that we was having a baby boy. But I panicked, right? So yeah, in that we had a baby boy. She's like, I thought you were supposed to take off mine. I said, I'm sorry. I panicked. It was just a lot going on, but I'm gonna be honest. Every bone in my body told me I was going to have a girl. No doubt. There was no doubt in my mind I was gonna have a girl as my first child. But here we are. We're having a baby boy, and I can't be more ecstatic because he's gonna be amazing. He's gonna be awesome. He's gonna be the best he can be at everything he sets his mind out to, and I'm just the provider to make sure that he is alive through the first year of his life, because Lord knows me and Alyssa does not know what we're doing, but he's gonna be amazing. And at some point, hopefully, if it's in God's will for us to have another child and for us to have another kid, we could have a boy and a girl. That's we want. Two is what we want. 3 is we'll be okay with. But they always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? Only he has the vision for our life, and we just abide and listen and obey as we go. But yes, we're having a baby boy, and we couldn't be more excited. So Kevin and Gina, if you are listening to this, we thank you so much. But after we found out we was having a baby boy, that's when we really got boots to the ground and started to like plan out what it is that we were gonna be, what it is that we need to get done in the house. And when nesting started with Alyssa, it started fast. She started just getting on me with everything. Hey, we got to keep it like this. We got to do this. We got to set this up. Why are we doing this? Why did we get that? And yeah, so that was fun. And even then, it was just a normal, right? That's kind of how she was even before we was pregnant. But I will say, if you don't know this, baby stuff is expensive as hell. Like it is, like it's just crazy. It's really crazy how expensive baby stuff is. Now I knew you had to pay for it. I knew stuff was like it was a price, right? Cool. But I didn't know that strollers can get anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. Now, I know that we can get a $500 stroller from somewhere else, but it's not flame retardant. I didn't even know what that was. My wife, God bless her soul, she was like, well, if he's in the car and the fumes and this and that, I'm like, babe, $1,000 for a stroller? It's crazy. It's crazy. But I just let her do her thing, and luckily our family helped, and they helped us get it. So, and they were more than willing to help us. But man, let me tell you something: $1,000 for a stroller, about $500 for a car seat. Then we need 2 bases. It's about $200, $175 for a base. The crib's about $800-900. But let me tell you, I was not prepared for that. Just not prepared for that. Just not prepared. But thankful because we was able to get the things that we needed. We had help from people who loved us, and without our village, without the people around us, it's fantastic. We have our close friends. They gave us a large amount of clothes. They had twins. Shout out to Caleb and Harper. And so some of the stuff that they didn't need for the twins anymore, they gave it to us. Now, like, I fully kind of understand what people mean when they say, like, having a village is, like, extremely important, because, like, we would have made a way, but, like, it would have been really, really hard. It would have been really, really hard. Also, and if you're listening to this, right, if someone puts on their baby shower, we learned this because in conversation with our friends, they was like, people, you put stuff on a registry and they don't get it. They get what they want to get. And it's like, we don't want that. Like, it's not that we don't want it, like, we don't appreciate it, but, like, we didn't put that on the registry because we wanted this brand or we wanted this style, right? And talking to Alyssa, she was like, yeah, I always did that, and you know me, I'm just here, hey, we need me to get or we should just get this. But taking initiative and, like, getting stuff that they really want or that they want it because they put it on the registry, they appreciate it more than you know, because it takes a lot of time. Like, I watched Alyssa endlessly go over the baby shower registry because she's like, it's not perfect. I took this off and added this, and took the same stuff off and added the old stuff back, and then I did it 2 more times, the same thing, the same items over and over again. And yeah, so, like, some people really put a lot of thought into that because they want the things they want. So just a rookie tip: if you are going to create a registry, make sure that you convey to the people that you're sending it to, like, hey, like, please kind of, like, refrain from just buying random things, and put what you want on the registry, right? Put what you want on the registry. And if somebody gets it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. I mean, that's just how it is. But, like, you want to make sure you get the stuff that you need for your child. And I kind of learned that. I've taken the student seat to Alyssa, and a lot of this because I relied on her a lot of times for the information. Like I mentioned with the flame retardant stuff on the car seat, I didn't think of that. I'm like, yo, we can just get this $400 stroller and save $500 because we save $500. But she was like, no, I mean, if we can get something that can, like, be healthier for them, why not? And then, yeah, so I'm like, okay, still kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie, $1,000 is crazy, but I understand though, right? But I understand because we want to make sure our baby boy is as healthy as possible. And but yeah, so after the baby shower, we're getting further along in the baby's process. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, we found out that she was pregnant at 7 weeks. We are, what's today? We are now 32 weeks in a couple days. And let me tell you, I remember but so much from the time I found out until now. These weeks has gone by insane, like insanely fast. So as we got to the later stages of pregnancy, right? There was times where I had to start stepping up and just doing things that, like, normally Alyssa would do. But she is tired now. Like, although she might have been sitting on the couch all day, not physically doing anything, her body is constantly working. And she's tired, right? And she's like me in the sense where I'm going to do, like, if I start something, I gotta finish it. That's just me. And if she doesn't get to start it, or she doesn't even still get to do it, she's gonna be like, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to do that, and just be stressed. I'm like, yo babe, just chill, like, it's okay, I'll take care of it, or I'll step in and do it, or hey, don't worry yourself about it because it's gonna get done, right? If you don't do it, we're not losing no sleep over it. I just had to be really mindful, like, hey, are you okay? Do you need some water? Don't worry about it, babe, I got you. Just relax, get your rest. You have to work still, or you've done enough for the day. Like, you couldn't do everything you wanted to, but you got off your list 2 or 3 things done. That's a win in itself, right? So don't kill yourself trying to get everything done, because it's not healthy for you, it's not healthy for our baby boy. And just relax, right? I got you. You don't have to do everything by yourself. So I'm not gonna say I start doing everything in the house because Alyssa hear this and be ready to bite my head off. But I started to notice like I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. Like just to be that help, right? Like I said earlier, like there's not much we can do physically because she's carrying the baby, right? So the things I can do is I can wash the dishes, although I didn't use none of them. We got every plate except for one and all forks except for two in the sink from one day, mind you. Like this is not like a buildup of days. My wife will use every single dish in the house. Oh, I gotta taste the soup. I'm gonna take the spoon, taste it, put it in the sink. I'm gonna see it needs more seasonings. So I'm gonna put more seasons in it. She's gonna get another spoon and dip it back in the same soup and taste it again. And if it's not right, the cycle just, yeah. Although I feel like I didn't use none of them, I still be like, babe, I got you. Don't worry. But yeah, so just like no matter how like I said, I'm gonna be vulnerable on here. Like no matter how annoyed I was, I still was like, I got you, babe. Like don't worry about it. I got you, right? And that's really all I could do because, I mean, my wife is doing all the heavy lifting. I'm just the spotter, right? So she's like the world's strongest person, and she's bench pressing, and I'm just standing there because there's nothing I can do. She's doing all the heavy lifting, right? I'm just there for that little support. So when she gets tired, I can put my little fingers underneath the bar and help her get that lift, right? That's all I am. But I love that position because I get to see firsthand all the changes. And it's amazing because I was talking to my friends Jamon and Erica not too long ago, and I was telling them like, yo, like I was concerned about like what pregnancy would be like for Alyssa because I just knew like I just thought she was gonna be I don't know, I just thought it was gonna be a little bit of a harder process for her. But man, my wife is a trooper. She's been holding it down, proved me all kinds of wrong. Shout out to you, babe. Love you. She's been holding it down. She's been doing everything with such grace and perfection. And I'm just happy. Proud of her. Love you, babe. So as we've gotten closer now, like I mentioned, we're at 32 weeks and now we're counting down the days. And there's so much excitement because like now, like, I'm looking for like, I'm just thinking of all the, like, what am I going to say when I first see him? Am I going to hold him? I'm going to hold him. But like, I can't wait to hold him. That's what I really trying to say. Like, I can't wait to hold him. What is it going to be like cutting the umbilical cord? What is it going to be like seeing them being pushed out? Am I going to faint? I don't think I'm going to faint because I'm not like scared of blood or anything, but it's a different kind of thing. I've never seen a baby be pushed out. So that might be different, but I still don't think I'm going to faint. But all like the excitement, like I'm super excited. But I will say, like, in the beginning, I didn't think of the nerves of like the baby being born. Like I always think about the baby, but as time goes on, my thinking shifts from the baby to my wife. And truthfully, I didn't really think about it, but the day gets closer. I want her to be okay. And as much love as I have for my son, I don't know him, but I know my wife, and I want my wife. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like all those thoughts come in. I'm not gonna go too far into that, but all those thoughts definitely come into play, and you start to think to yourself like, man, like what's next? Like hopefully everything is good. Outside of that, man, now the countdown to waiting for our baby boy being born is just, I just can't wait. Super excited. It's a beautiful thing. My eagerness to be a dad was always strong. Like I mentioned, I talked to my kids way more than my wife did. And there was times where people were like, oh, I can see you being a good dad or whatever. And I appreciate that because like that's like the ultimate like compliment to somebody who looks forward to being a dad. But in this process, I constantly catch myself thinking like, man, like I have this plan, but this plan might go out the window once baby boy gets here. And But regardless, all I know is, right, my feeling or my eagerness or my urge to be an amazing dad has never faltered, right? I 100% know that, like, the stress of, like, it's not going to be easy. I don't want it to be easy. I don't want it to be easy because it won't help develop me as a man, and it will put me in a position to be able to cultivate a good young man. So I say that to say is, this pregnancy just kind of like re-solidified, yes, regardless of what happens, I'm going to be an amazing dad 100% every chance I get, right? I'm not going to be I'm going to be far from perfect, but like, I look forward to the learning. I look forward to the frustrations of, hey, why are you crying? I can't figure it out. I look forward to that. It sounds hard. It's gonna be hard, but like, I want that. And I just can't wait till I can actually put boots to the ground and make it a reality, and share that with you all, right? Because like I said, we're gonna have this journey as we go through the rookie dad season. We're gonna do 12 months of this, right? Every month I'm gonna give you guys an update. This is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. This is what I'm feeling, right? This is what I've learned. Yo, new dads, try this to help you. And I can't wait to share that with you. And we can like reflect back on this. With that being said, if I can give a piece of advice to a new dad preparing for a pregnancy, or if you're in the midst of a pregnancy, I want to give you guys 2 tips. No, 3. I'll say 3. I want to give you guys 3 tips. Number 1, understand, and I was told this a few times, and it wasn't really till, like I mentioned, we was later in the 20th week where I start to understand that, like, if she says that she's tired, she's tired. Although she may have been sitting on the couch all day scrolling, or although she may have slept until 11 or 12, although she may have not seemed to have done much in your eyes, her body has done a tremendous amount of work, right? And only the strength of a woman, because we can't have the kids, but only the strength of a woman will be able to get up day after day, do the things they need to do while preparing this beautiful joy of a child at the same time. So although she's not doing much, she's definitely, her body is. So her body feels it. So rightfully so, she will feel it, right? So just always keep that in mind, right? 2, she's going to change. I hope she doesn't, because that would make life be a lot easier, but she's going to change during the pregnancy. And it's not because she wants to, it's because the hormones, the body changes. She's going to view herself different. She might view you different. She might change how she might always like to do this, and now like she can't stand it. I'm a grill advocate. If I can put some food on the grill at any time, I'm gonna grill some food. She told me last week, I don't want to see nothing else on the grill. It smells terrible. I almost kicked her in the face, but I didn't, because I remembered this tip that I'm telling you now. She's gonna change, and it's gonna be for a short while, and it might drive you insane, which I can't put anything on the grill. Yes, drives me insane. But this be a short time, right? Because let me tell you, soon as we get home from the hospital, I make me a grilled burger, double American cheese, chipotle aioli sauce with some French fries, homemade, 100%. She's gonna change, right? It's gonna be, it might be annoying, but allow her that space to change, because it's only gonna be for a short while. And it's not that she wants to, it's just that the body's just changing, so the body doesn't like what the body doesn't like. And 3, and I think this is a very important one. I might argue might be the most important one, but the other 2 are very important. Enjoy it. Be present. Take the moments to just see her waddling through the house. Like, man, just take the moments and like remember what she looked like before and just see the bodily changes. It's a beautiful thing. And I think that's why a few weeks ago I stopped while I was talking to her, because I caught myself just like, I was just marveling at her, like, look at her belly, look at her stomach. And it's just a really good feeling. But yeah, so I'll leave you with those three tips. And I 100% look forward to this season. I can't wait until we get further along. I can't wait till we get halfway through so we can reflect on it. If you are still listening, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, see you in the next season or next episode.